Hello, leaders, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. Hey, today I want to pick up where we left off yesterday and talk about the basics of handling conflict, specifically by getting it out. Now, yesterday I closed the episode by saying that if and when your team members don't adhere to the standards and policies, specifically by disrespecting each other, the leader must step in and talk to both people involved. Leaders should bring them together and have a discussion in private by getting to the root of the conflict. The leader should establish specific ground rules as soon as they enter the room and be sure that each person understands the expectations. A simple example would be to tell both team members that you don't want them doing any screaming or yelling, and you don't want them cussing at each other, and you want them to be as honest as possible when asked a question and be respectful and have a civil conversation. The leader also needs to state the purpose of the meeting and what the goal is. For example, you could say something like, hey, I pulled you both in here because I noticed that you were both having a heated conversation that was getting elevated, and I wanted to see if I could help clear things up so that we can all focus on our responsibilities. Plain and simple, right? So if the leader prepares quality questions, they can guide the discussion in a way that will allow both team members to understand each other's points of view. The key during this discussion is to get everything out. You need to ask pointed questions to get them talking to uncover why there's conflict to begin with. If they clam up and shut down, that's okay. They may need a little time to calm down. You may need to take a little break. You may need to talk to each person individually. But before you are finished with this meeting and you release both people back to their jobs, it's critically important for them to open up to each other, to discuss their differences, to discuss the root of the conflict. Now, I understand this may intimidate people a little bit, but that's the job of the leader, to keep the conversation civil and safe. Put both team members at ease. Make sure that they know that the conversation is not going to get out of control. One of the worst things that you can do when two people are having conflict is to talk to each person separately and make a decision based on those two separate conversations. People will say different things, and it's so important for them to talk while both are in the same room. That's the only way to get them to understand each other and to come to a point where they can learn to respect each other and move on. Now, we're going to continue this topic tomorrow by talking about what to do before ending the discussion and releasing them back. Because even though this has all been critical up to this point, if you don't do this next step before you release them from this one-on-one or this group discussion, it's all going to be for naught. So please join us tomorrow as we finish this discussion. Hey, as a reminder, I'd like to personally invite you to join me for the Live to Lead event that I'll be hosting in Cabot, Arkansas on November 5th. This John Maxwell leadership event will feature 5 world-class leadership and motivational speakers, all via simulcast video, to include Rachel Hollis and Chris Hogan. And you only have 2 more days to get your early bird ticket prices. So please visit l2lcabot.com to get your tickets today. As always, thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day. And until tomorrow, run to your challenges.